Hey guys, what is up? Bigger Reviews here, back again with another video. It's been a little bit. Thank you guys for always sticking around. I just wanted to make this video because an idea popped in my head and I really wanted to talk about. Now, if you know me and you know what I like in film, one of the things that I love, I think my favorite thing in film that really always gets me like to sit up is the one take. The one take is just something that I truly admire in film because every department has to be on their A game, right? Director, acting, lighting, sound. Every person related to production has to be on their A game because you have to keep the shot moving. And I just wanted to pick 5 of my most memorable one takes. Now, these 5 that I put just are so batshit insane with what's going on that I just really wanted to talk about them. And this is not in particular order, so yeah. And one of the one I want to talk about first is 1917. What a phenomenal film. This movie came out right before COVID came out. This was the last film I saw in theaters before COVID, and this movie is great. Now, the whole movie is not a one take. They just have multiple very lengthy one take scenes, and they seamlessly cut them together so the whole movie looks like a one take, and it was shot in one take. There's 2 scenes in this film that really stand out to me. One is the scene where he's escaping the city and there's like a burning church and it's at night and you basically have like these flares going, so there's light that's going all the way around him constantly, and then he finally gets to the burning bridge at the end. That scene was crazy to see. And also obviously the ending scene where he's running, he has to run and get to the general at the end of the trench to tell him that, you know, this was a false alarm or whatever, do not attack, and you see him run through all this fire. And what fun fact is that in this scene he hits some people and he falls down. That wasn't scripted. He wasn't supposed to run into anyone, but he did. It looks way more realistic, and they just played it off, both him and the stunt person, whoever he hit. Next up is Goodfellas. The scene in Goodfellas where Henry takes his soon-to-be wife out on a date. This is his first time with her, and there's like a 2-minute something one take of them walking all through the restaurant all the way to their table, and you just see all the connections Henry has made throughout his life in the mafia. You see him with the doorman. You find out how he was able to get a table at this place that's sold out for months, and you see how even like the staff in the back knows him, so it's not the first time. And yeah, what hasn't been said about this scene? I mean, Scorsese is a master at directing, and Scorsese loves doing these one takes, kind of like it's known as the Spielberg one take, where basically Scorsese and Spielberg are known to do longer takes. But you don't even notice it. Like if you go watch Jurassic Park or any of like Spielberg's films, just notice when there's like dialogue, it's usually a one take, and that's one of the more impressive scenes as well about one takes is the ones that you don't even notice because you're so immersed in it, and that usually comes from like a Spielberg like dialogue scene or something where it's not like action, where they're not like moving the camera as much, you know, so you don't realize it. But yeah, Goodfellas, this was a great way to show how far Henry has made it, and obviously he's trying to impress his girl, so like it's almost as if you're his girlfriend in that sense, because like you're seeing it all for the first time. You're seeing it in this one take as Henry takes you through the back to the table. So these next 3 are my 3 favorite like one take things ever, and they can interchange into like what if I like them more than another on a different day. But I will talk about the Sinners one take. Now this is one of the more recent one takes that everyone was talking about. When Sinners came out, everyone was like, hey, there's a scene in this movie that you're gonna shit yourself. And even a lot of my friends who do know that I like one takes were like, you're gonna shit yourself. And the minute this scene started, I knew it was a one take. And we're talking about the juke joint scene where past and present merge. And first off, that idea is just crazy because the whole movie is about how music and, you know, can connect you with your ancestors. And to see Sammy like playing here, we see like the older guitar, and then we see a dude from the 90s with the electric guitar, and we see twerking, we see a DJ, we see all these different like years and decades of culture in this scene, and this was fantastic. And obviously we're seeing this through Sammy's eyes, because obviously the juke joint doesn't have time travelers, and obviously it doesn't burn down, but we're also seeing it through Remic's eyes, the bad guy. We're seeing it through his eyes, because at the end you see him in awe looking at the barn as the light is on his face, so you can tell he's seeing this too. Because at the end of the day, Remick was a villain, but he kind of just wanted his ancestors again. He says this to Sammy at the end, and I know we're getting off the one take, but I just love this movie so much. He says to Sammy at the end, he says the same people that came and took your family and your land took my family as well, and all he wants is his family back, and he wants to use Sammy's power to connect to his ancestors to get his ancestors back. and obviously he goes about it the wrong way. But yeah, this scene was just fantastic. The way the camera moves, the way the music drops, I get chills every time I see this scene. And anytime I tell people to go watch Sinners, I kind of show part of this scene off because I'm just like, go watch it. Ryan Coogler is a master at this. Michael B. Jordan is great in this film, but obviously Sammy kills this. This is Sammy's movie, and this scene just all revolves around him. And this is the high point of the movie. This is where everyone's the most happy. And I love this. I love this film, and I love this one take. If you haven't seen Sinners, please go watch it. It's definitely going to win some Oscars. Quick prediction, I think Michael B. Jordan will win a Best Oscar. I hope he does, because he's playing two people. I think Ludwig Göransson will win Best soundtrack for this movie. And I could even possibly see this winning Best Picture and Ryan Coogler is Best Director. Usually, if you win Best Director, you're like 99% sure you're gonna win Best Picture. So if Coogler takes it, then they're gonna win. I could easily see this movie sweep. I feel like this movie's either gonna sweep or it's gonna get nothing, and I really hope it doesn't get nothing. So like I said, these next two are some of my favorite one takes, and I just really don't know which one I like better. So obviously, me saying this next one doesn't mean like it's like my second favorite. But this is The Bear Season 1, Episode 7, and this isn't a scene. The whole episode is a one take. I did not know this going into The Bear. I started The Bear right after Season 3 ended. So I didn't really know that this whole episode was a one take because there's so many other good scenes in this show that people talk about. Like, I saw the Richie scene with the forks and all that, so I was spoiled on that. But I did not know this scene was a one take, because I feel like one takes aren't talked about as much as they should be, even with like casual moviegoers. I just feel like it's just insane. And this whole video is me glazing this, but this whole episode is a one take. We finally see, because usually in The Bear we see a little bit of service, but it's usually the stuff leading up to the service and after. And then finally, especially in Season 1, we see them in full motion at the beef. We see a whole shift basically, and we see Carmy freaking out as he always does in Season 1, and we see Sydney make a mistake to keeping the pre-orders on, and she ends up quitting. She accidentally stabs Richie. There's so much shit that happens in this episode, and the fact that they got it all in one take and it's like 22 minutes is insane, especially when you see the amount of dialogue in this episode. And like I said, the whole crew has to be crazy. Like, the lighting has to be consistent. All these actors have to hit their marks. You know, they have to remember what they're saying, especially when you're dealing with like a kitchen where you're talking about like, you know, like I remember Carmen's like 57 beef, 37 sandwich, you know, like you have to remember all this shit and when to hit your cue. And bravo to this team. I mean, the Bear production team is one of the best in the business, in my opinion. Like, every episode just so catered to looking so good visually and everything. So this was a no-brainer. There's another one take in Season 1. I think it might be the episode before or after this. I think it's in Season 1 where Carmy is talking at, I think he's at like a thing about people who lost siblings to drug use, and he has it's like a 7-minute monologue. And this is also really impressive because obviously, like, you know, you're acting and you have to remember all these lines, but he goes so deep into Carmy and Michael dying, and that was a really good one as well. That would be here if this episode didn't exist. And number one, guys, this next scene I have glazed for years now, ever since I've seen it. Anytime I tell people to go watch this show, I show them this scene. This is Season 3, Episode 4 of Daredevil. This is the prison escape scene. Guys, Daredevil is known for his one takes as much as he's known for his hallways. We had the beautiful 2.5 minute, like 3 minute one take in Season 1 that's iconic now, where he saves the kid from a gang. Then we have the Season 2 one, which was hidden cuts, but still a one take of him escaping Frank Castle and, you know, getting out of the building. And then this one, every time we say, oh, they can't top it, there was this one. This is him escaping prison after Fisk has set him up to die. It starts off with a phone call from Fisk. He goes into the hallway, fights two guys, defeats them, gets into another talking segment, fights, gets into another talking segment, and then escapes the prison. And you have like 50 extras. Like, you have prisoners shanking each other in the neck. You have these guards trying to control this. You have smokes being thrown, you have explosions going off, and you just see utter mayhem. And it's a 12-minute one take. And some fun facts about this is they did film it 6 times, and they said they used take like, I think 3. And they also said that they were so scared of people thinking they were hiding cuts that they made the alarm go quicker so it wasn't like in darkness, and the siren to be louder so they couldn't like splice it or whatever. And I think that's really cool. That just shows really like dedication. Like, they really wanted this to be a true one take instead of hiding the cuts. Not to diminish like hiding cuts, because when you hide cuts, you're still doing like 2 to 3 minutes of a one take, but this is like 12 whole minutes of heavy dialogue, but also heavy action as well. And I remember seeing this originally back in 2018, and it blew me away. And I still think this is one of the best action sequences Marvel has done. And now Daredevil Born Again did have a one take, and it was actually the first thing you see in the show where, you know, Foggy dies from Bullseye, and I think this was great. I knew immediately when the show started that this was a one take, and I'm glad they did, because that really hooks new viewers in, but then it hooks those old school Daredevil fans that know he's known for these one takes. But yeah, guys, these are some of my favorites. Another one that I didn't really talk about as much was Gravity. Gravity also, you know, people don't talk about it as much because it did come out a while ago. But obviously, Gravity is directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who is known for his one takes. If you've seen Birdman, and I think the intro of this movie is what it is. It's like a 12-minute one take of them just in space doing like their shit before the debris hits. And I know that one was pretty good too. But yeah, guys, these are some of my favorite one takes. Do you have a favorite one? Let me know down below. I know there's some movies I definitely missed because I haven't seen them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. As always, it's been Joey. I will be making some more videos soon, and I have a new channel in the works with my friend Brooke. So I'll get you info on that soon. And as always, it's been Joey. Peace out.